Today on the podcast, we are talking about news out of Google. They just released a new AI reasoning model, Gemini 2.5. So we're going to talk about that today. But before we do, Jaeden, why don't you tell them about our school community?
Yeah, so if you've ever wanted to grow or scale your business using AI tools, we'd love to have you as a member of the AI Hustle School community. Essentially, Jamie and I, every single week, we break down, we record exclusive content that we don't post anywhere else, talking about the AI tools and techniques that we're using to do AI online side hustles, to grow and scale our businesses, and to level up our careers with AI tools. So we've done a ton of really cool projects on here. We've created over 50 videos detailing everything we've done to show you how you can essentially copy our processes. Last year, Jamie made $25,000 from an Amazon program, and he's using AI this year to scale that up and make even more. He breaks down how to do the original program, what he's doing with AI, all of that, which is really cool. I have done a bunch of cool things with becoming an AI consultant, teaching you how to become an AI consultant. I have friends that charge over $20,000 to give like a keynote or a speech to different companies talking about how to integrate AI. So we talk to these people, we do interviews and share all sorts of really cool tips and techniques if you're interested in that. And we share a whole bunch of AI marketing growth hacks, how we've actually been able to use AI tools to grow and scale our companies. A ton of different value there, how we use it to get free traffic on Quora, on LinkedIn, on Pinterest, a bunch of different platforms that you may not be thinking about, but some really sneaky growth hacks that have worked really, really well. And of course, it is also the best community in the world. It is only $19 a month. In the past, it was $100, but we have the price dropped. We'll be raising it in the future, but if you lock in this $19 a month price, it will never be raised on you. We have over 300 members that all share incredible insights. So if you're interested, we would love to have you as a member of the AI Hustle School community. There's a link in the description. Okay, getting into the podcast today, like Jamie was saying, Google has just launched their brand new next generation model of AI reasoning models, their new family or whatever. And so this is Gemini 2.5. And to me, this is really interesting for a couple reasons. Google is famous for their context window. So look out for the massive context window. And number two, this is their official reasoning model. This is their most powerful model with reasoning. We recently saw DeepSeek launch a big update. We saw OpenAI is like looking at doing stuff. And so anyways, it's exciting to see Google jumping in the ring. I guess, Jamie, anything stick out to you in particular on this story?
I mean, I'll be honest. It's kind of seems like a little bit like old news at this point because the reasoning models have been out for a couple months now. But that being said, I do like some of Google's products, especially some of their Gemini products, and being integrated already with Google being known for their search results. I could see how them having this could be beneficial and maybe even give you better results than some of the others. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's exciting. A lot of people do use Google, and more importantly, a lot of people are using Google without knowing it. So what's cool to me is, like, personally, I don't really use like Gemini, and I don't know a ton of people that it's like their main chat. Like, there is a certain subset of people, but it's their main chat thing. What is cool though is that Google Gemini is integrated into Google Docs, into Gmail, and I do use those where I'll have it automatically help me with something on Google Docs or within Gmail. So like, I like it because their base model is getting integrated into all the software I already use, and so now all of that is getting much, much better. So I'm excited about that. I'll break down the exact tweet that Sundar Pichai said when he kind of announced it or whatever. He said, Gemini 2.5 is here, and it's our most intelligent AI model ever. Our first 2.5 model, Gemini Pro Experimental, is a state-of-the-art thinking model leading in a wide range of benchmarks with impressive improvements in enhancing reasoning and coding, and now number one on Llama AI by a significant margin. With a model this intelligent, we wanted to get it to people as quickly as possible. Find it on Google AI Studio and the Gemini app for Gemini advanced users now, and in Vertex in the coming month and weeks. This is a state-of-the-art new era of thinking models, and we can't wait to see where things go from here. So the thing that they're kind of like showcasing, I guess, and that I would say is like important is just the fact that it really beats for reasoning and knowledge. And of course, this is all alleged according to them and what they've shown on their benchmarks. But for reasoning and knowledge, it's got an 18.8% compared to the next highest, which is OpenAI's O3 Mini at 14%. Now, is this fair because that's O3 Mini and the full O3 version just came out, which is probably a little bit higher? I don't know, whatever. I don't know if it's a fair comparison, but that's what they compare it to. The next thing is for science is 84% compared to O3 Mini's 79%. And then we have mathematics, it's at 86% compared to OpenAI Mini's 86.5%. It's like 0.2% higher, and they're not even comparing it to the full O3 models. I don't know. I think it's kind of sneaky. And the one thing that they don't really show is in the mathematics, Grok 3 beta, they're like, oh, don't worry. They only scored 77%. Like, we're at 86%. But Grok 3 beta, when they gave it like an advanced thinking button, if you click the think button, it actually got 93%. So technically, it's actually still worse than Grok 3 beta on math if you click the think button, which I always click the think button for almost anything I do. And then they did the same thing. They're like, look, we can be a little bit sneaky. They gave it a 68% for coding, which is, I mean, sort of competitive. Claude 3.7 was 64% was the next highest one. But they're like, but it's actually 74% if you use like our whole model. I don't know. It's like something you don't really have access to. So anyways, a bunch of sneaky things. I think it's marginally better at a lot of different things. But I don't know. I guess what's your take as the layman on all of this numbers that I've thrown out here, Jamie?
Yes, I am definitely the layman here. And I will say, the one thing that came to mind when I saw this graphic is that it is important for Google to come out with the reasoning model to stay in, the top 5 AI companies out there. Right now we have, OpenAI, Claude, Grok, Gemini. I mean, those are the ones that come to my mind first. So if if the other ones have reasoning models, and they don't, they're gonna quickly, fall off the wagon. And I think it's kind of a race at this point. And so it is good to see them keeping up with the rest of these companies, at least, especially to the point you made before of being able to integrate their AI into all the other tools from Google that we use.
Yeah, I think that is pretty cool. It's funny. Sundar also shared a video that I can't help but sharing, which is he was like, here's an example of what it can do. And he's like, tell it to create a basic video game like the Dino game below, and then it applies its reasoning capabilities to produce the executable code from a single line prompt. Take a look. Okay, so you pretty much tell it to make you a dinosaur game, and it generates a bunch of code, and then boom, you have like a full-on dinosaur pixel jumping game. So I think this is cool. I really do like it when they share a demo like of something that is capable of doing beyond just saying like, yeah, it's better at like a lot of different things. Was the demo like particularly useful? That's one of my small pet peeves, is like when we share demos that are like, create a dinosaur jumping game. I'm like, okay, like whatever, fantastic, dinosaur jumping game. Doesn't really spark much interest. I do know that like this shows off like, okay, this is good at a lot of different things, but I would have appreciated if it was like, generate me like a notes app saving tool that integrates AI and does blah, 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 and saves your things and lets you categorize the folders of your notes thing. I don't know. Like you could have done something kind of cool, but whatever. I digress.
That's funny. Yeah, either way, I mean, again, like I said, they're keeping up with everyone else. And, I think, would you agree with me that I feel like the biggest people using AI, especially reasoning models right now, are the coders, like trying to save themselves time? Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I think it is a massive chunk of the market that is like really, these people will pay a lot of money. Like you think about ChatGPT, like super premium where it's $200 a month. I think coders will do that because they get paid a lot. They can justify it. And I will give you an anecdote from this week in particular. I was working on redesigning an entire sidebar of my app. We use Claude Code, so it's like it integrates into your code base. It can read all your code, thousands of lines of code from your front end and back end, and so it can see everything. And so it already knows like what your design looks like. It knows like what your coding patterns are. Like it kind of knows how you do everything. It knows like what color schemes you use. So anyways, in 1 hour, we did probably a week's worth of work where we were like, okay, change the sidebar, make the design more modern and concise. It looks like to whatever. And it was like computing. And then it redesigned the whole thing using all of our same colors and fonts and color schemes, implemented the code, did the whole front end. It looked amazing. And then we're like, okay, cool. Now like, center these like text and like make these things lowercase and make these a little bit smaller. And when you do the collapsible menus, make it so that it collapses like this and not like that. You just write it all in a prompt. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing code. I wasn't doing this. My actual CTO coder was doing this. but then it just like and did the whole thing. So I think, and that's insanely valuable. Like I could easily have spent thousands and thousands of dollars to give that project to someone to go do. And we literally sat down in like an hour and tweaked it to be exactly what we wanted. It got rid of a designer because no one designed it. Claude Code, we just said make it look modern and copy some of our design precedent, and it did exactly what we wanted. It looked amazing. It's pretty crazy. So I do think it's very, very valuable for coders.
Nice. Cool. Well, thanks for sharing. If you guys got any value out of this episode, please be sure to leave us a review. Those mean the world to us, and it also lets us know if there's anything we can improve on. And also be sure to check out our school community if you want to learn how to make money with AI, and join a community of other people doing the same thing. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.